Always a part of the original plan for World Showcase, this opening day pavilion was officially dedicated on October 20th, 1982. Underlying Japan's high-tech hustle and bustle are its enduring traditions, which are showcased here and characterized by grace, refinement, serenity, formality, proportion, delicacy, and decorum. The pavilion also offers a wonderful Zen retreat, a spiritual space, if you will. It highlights harmony with nature and a reverence for stillness and being present. Towards the front of the pavilion, there's a stone lantern just outside the Mitsukoshi store, which was a gift to Roy Disney from Emperor Hirohito of Japan. You see, the emperor had visited Disneyland in 1975, and he was a Disney fanatic. In fact, one of his prized possessions was a Mickey Mouse watch. Hirohito gifted the stone lantern known as a toro to Roy during the dedication of the Magic Kingdom as a sign of friendship, and it was originally displayed at the Polynesian resort. The torii in the Japan Pavilion is one of the most prominent architectural features in Epcot's World Showcase. A torii literally means a bird abode. It's a traditional Japanese gate most commonly found at the entrance of a Shinto shrine. It indicates you're about to transition from the ordinary to the sacred. This torii gate is a replica based on the one found off the coast of Mitsukoshi Island in southern Japan. While this particular torii is only meant to be culturally symbolic, for many Disney guests, including me, it does have a near spiritual significance. The 5-story pagoda is called the Goju-Noto. It's inspired by the 8th pagoda found at Horyuji Temple in Nara. Its 5 tiers represent the elements from which Buddhists believe all things in the universe are created: earth, water, fire, wind, and sky. Close to the foot of the pagoda, we find a koi pond with water lilies, providing a more subdued natural space to contrast the stone and the imposing structures around it. Just up the hill, and situated in the midst of this wonderful Zen garden, is Katsura Grill. The building was designed to resemble a traditional Japanese tea house. It is perhaps one of the most relaxing places in all of Epcot, maybe all of Walt Disney World, to grab a bite, have a little snack in the midst of a busy day, escape the heat in the shade of the trees, the overhang of the building, and just relax and recenter yourself. The surrounding grounds in the garden area provide a little hideaway with paper lanterns hung from trees and thickets of bamboo, wonderful bubbling brooks and waterfalls to just soothe the soul. Let's just take a moment to pause here. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but situated up on the hill above one of the eating areas in this garden is a tengu. A tengu is a yokai, a class of supernatural creatures featured in Japanese mythology. They're known as spirits of the forests and mountains, and they can manipulate wind. Tengu are usually depicted with a mix of human and bird characteristics, like this one. Some have beaks, while many have extremely long noses. In Buddhism, tengu were believed to be demonic and dangerous. But over time, the perception of tengu softened, and now people see them as protectors. Throughout the garden, you'll find footbridges that cross over the streams. The footbridges symbolize arrival and departure, leaving behind what we knew and opening our minds to new discoveries. Situated high above into the back of the pavilion is a building modeled after Himeji Castle, one of the most well-preserved fortresses in Japan. The castle building was originally meant to be an entryway into the pavilion's multiple attractions. That's right, multiple attractions. The original plans conceived of 2 attractions. First, a Mount Fuji roller coaster, which was going to be sponsored by Fujifilm. However, Kodak was already a sponsor at Epcot. Remember all those Kodak photo spots? And it threatened to stop being a sponsor if one of their major competitors was featured. The other attraction was called Winds of Change. The title was later changed to Meet the World. It would have been a 4-act show in the style of Carousel of Progress, but also incorporating animated sequences. The show explored the history of Japan, focusing specifically on its engagement with the outside world. And the show's main theme, Meet the World, was written by the Sherman Brothers. And while Meet the World never became the attraction it was meant to be in the Epcot Center, it did become an opening day attraction in Tomorrowland at Tokyo Disneyland. Mitsukoshi is an international department store chain headquartered in Tokyo. The original Mitsukoshi was founded in Edo, now modern-day Tokyo, in 1673. It offered traditional Japanese clothing in a store called Ekigoiha. On the first floor of the building, we find Mitsukoshi Department Store, and just around the corner, also on the first floor, is Takumite. The second floor plays host to two additional restaurants, Teppanydo and Tokyo Dining. The building that houses Mitsukoshi is modeled after the Goshu Imperial Palace in Kyoto. The Shishinden, or Hall of Ceremonies, was built in 794 BC, one of the first true representations of Japanese architecture. Inside Epcot's Mitsukoshi, you will find an array of all sorts of products. From plushes and games, toys and collectibles, to more traditional items like fans, kimonos, housewares, accessories, as well as bonsai trees. You'll also find novelty items and traditional Japanese snacks, and while some of them may seem daunting or maybe not even be interpretable, I do encourage you to try at least one while you're there on your next visit. A visit to the Japan Pavilion, in fact, a visit to Epcot at all, wouldn't be complete without witnessing the performance of the Matsuritsu Taiko drummers. In feudal Japan, the drums were used to motivate troops, call out orders, and set a marching pace. The drummers have been performing here in Epcot since 1988. I hope that this brief tour through Epcot's Japan Pavilion has inspired you to spend maybe a little more time here the next time you're in Epcot Center, to experience the joy and the serenity that are in balance, excitement and calm, tangible as stone, light as air, fundamental as water.